All right, what's going on? I'm here with Martin Brossman. Just walked into my shop earlier today, and turns out he was doing the AI Lunch and Learn at Nappertandy's. And he actually teaches a lot on marketing, podcasting. I mean, that's his specialty. And he's just like, let's do it. So what's going on, Martin? What's going on with you, man?
I'm so excited about your space. You know, you have a co-working space at an affordable rate, because I often tell people, if you have your own business, you need to get out of the house, you know, and then you have a place for people to get beverages, and then you have the podcasting studio people can rent. So I said, let's do a podcast. I'm excited. Also, we talked about your passion for the community and building it up, which is something I'm very passionate about, along with I have the two new books. One is Understanding AI for Brick and Mortar and Small Business, and the other is Relationship Marketing Cubed, the Ground Game. My 3 other books were on social media on the web. The relationship marketing is that ground game, building those relationships properly, because referrals still are the most effective way to get more clients.
That's right. I mean, I found that out. We opened 2020 and everything was shut down, and we wanted to get people out of the house, you know, so we did with the ugly sweater stroll for Christmas. Vendors set up on the sidewalk. I found out community, it's what makes your business. They want you. So.
Yes, and it's so important. In Angier here, you have such a wonderful downtown. It's a place you can walk around. There's parking if you pay attention. It doesn't say, 10 minutes and go away. And this is part of the backbone of the community. I tell communities, if you don't want a certain level of growth, you should just have a billboard that's the entrance to your sign say, drug dealers and criminals are welcome here. Because I've seen it happen. We have Western North Carolina towns that didn't want to grow, and now they're some of the most dangerous places to go. The growth in the activity of small business commerce is one of the best ways to dissipate crime, because if people are using it and there's activity, it's just not as attractive. And that's why this is so important. And you have such a passion too for, yes, we have a lot of building here, but we've got to make it so that people want to come out, want to leave their house, want to not order from Amazon, and create an experience for them so that they'll want to be here.
We were worried when we first started out, is this too soon? What's going to happen? Brought us in, gave us a hug, said, let's do it. So me and my wife are happy to be here, and we're glad we opened. So. And
you have a cool story I want to talk a little bit about. You've been a mechanic before, right? And you've worked with a dent business.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like you haven't been working for a number of years.
Yeah. Man, I grew up building houses with my dad. Went out to California. I did food service for 8 years. Came back, worked at a tire shop, did mechanic stuff. Worked at Tilly Brothers Body Shop in Fuquay for 5 years. That's an awesome family that runs that shop. They taught me what I needed to know. They jack of all trades.
But it shows here. I mean, you have such a beautiful workspace back there for people to come in, sit down, and work. And again, that's aligned with, if you have your own business, one of the problems with being an independent consultant and having your own business is isolation. And you really have to get out, because if you stay just around the house, many people don't do well. They need a little break, even if it's a few hours a week, to get out and really get to a new environment and work. So that's why I like this, because you've got internet, it's a paid service, so they know they always have a place to work, and it's an affordable rate. So instead of renting your own facility, you've got one place you can get out so many hours a week and really sit down, have a beverage, walk around, maybe get lunch at a local restaurant. This is, to me, excellent for anyone in your area that works from home.
Anybody who's just getting started, you don't need $3,000 a month for office space. And
yeah,
it's not easy.
No,
it's
no,
not easy.
No. It's like they want the work week to get down to 3 or 4 days a week. Well, if you're starting your business, it's 8 days a week and you take a day off.
That's right.
That's why I say only work 8 days a week, then I take a day off. And so, no, we really need to teach people entrepreneurship, and it's the real future to understand. And the reason of that entrepreneurship is so important because if you don't have those skills and you work for someone else, one, you're generally not as good an employee. And second of all, you're going to feel more vulnerable because you don't know how to generate money yourself. That's why I think we should take this all the way down to the high school level. Many are doing it and teach them, but we also need to make sure our politicians all the way up to Washington go, you are not paying enough attention to small and micro business. And if you don't show you are, you're not getting my vote. I don't care what party is, but we have to shake the tree. We need to be the tail wagging the dog. We have the problems in our culture because we tolerate them. That's why I believe they exist. So all the way from downtowns, that's why really I'm an independent localist at heart. That means we've got to start at the ground level and work our way back to Washington, where I was born and raised, because they're too far gone, owned by lobbyists. It's just not, I don't see hope with that, sorry. But I do see hope at the local level. I am helping a local candidate, District A in Raleigh, Whitney for Raleigh. He's just an ordinary businessman that woke up like me and says, if I don't get involved, my city will be like LA or DC or one of these or New York, where people are moving out in hordes. And so this is where I have hope in small business. We must start here. We must be the tail to wag the dog, stop looking for someone to save us, work together, and then push our way back to candidates and go, if you aren't speaking our language with your actions, don't listen to words, listen to actions, then we're not voting for you. And we'll change our whole country like that, because I really believe it's justification and non-action that gave us the society we have today.
Yeah, since talking to you earlier, I've been thinking about, past years and stuff, and about how nobody really voted. Nobody really cared. Things were going great. Why do I need to vote if things are going great? But I admire your passion with small business. I'm glad we're kind of like-minded individuals on that. We've got to start small.
Yeah, and we need to work. We want to support all groups, minorities groups, even we have people who tragically got involved with prisons. You know what the best recovery systems are? Entrepreneurship. I mean,
yeah.
If you listen to some of these, I remember talking to one guy, I go, wow, you're the best salesman I ever heard of. It's most ethical. He says, well, unfortunately, I'd been involved with drugs when I was a teenager, but got out of it. But if I was lying, I'd get killed. I went, well, let's not market that feature. But the truth of it is a lot of our people that tragically have gotten into the system are very bright and have skills, but we want to direct them in the way and teach them, look, if you follow the dark side, you're going to lose it all at some point, and then you have to start over. But if you really build up a business over time, then you have something to sell, and you'll be able to have your dreams and do what you want and have much richer lives. So there's so many aspects of micro business, but we really have to all be raising the flag and going, what are we doing to support micro business? What are we doing to support small business? What are we doing to keep our lives vibrant and so forth? And then we have to be, as businesses, competing against the online. We can't control it, but we have to have something worthy of someone leaving their house. It might be a gift shop that then might have some print-on-demand t-shirts online, or something where it's not hard for them to also sell. And I just talked to a wonderful gift shop that came to my class, and she gave a testimonial for the class. I go, you need to be on video. And then the problem is, good ethical people are the ones that have the hardest problem with that, because they're like, I'm a perfectionist, I want everything to be great. I said, you need to get over it and be there for the customer. And because I said, you'll double your business if you get on video. It was the most amazing. I've seen few people who could speak so quickly without notes, and I said, you're leaving money on the table. Stop hiding behind your brand. I'm not saying they were, but many business hide behind their brand, hide behind their logo, while their people are their greatest competitive advantage. And they're not leveraging. Their stories are the competitive advantage. The added value, the experience of coming in. I walked in your shop just coming in the door. Like there's a chair there, there's a chess set. It's like a nice wooden area that was and find, is this a coffee shop? What is this? You know, I went in, I'm excited, and I want to find out about this. And that's what we have to do, and then amplify that online, and then ask, is there a complement of something online? Like you're building this radio show. Well, that's a complement to what you have here, and then that could be sponsored by, guess what, this center, you know? And it helps the community, but it also brings people out of their house to walk around.
By the way, I thought that was cool. People just walked by, looked in, saw us, and I know who he was talking about, and I know she can talk, and she's awesome at talking. She needs to do this. You know who you are.
Yeah, that's our webcam that's set up. Good. You got it. Yeah. And so this is key things.
I've got a lot to learn and a lot to take notes on. I'm taking notes in my head right now listening to you, man. I'm looking forward to working more with you.
Well, let me talk about the books real quick.
Yeah, so, let's do that.
We have 2 great books, and it sounds like, okay, we have Relationship Marketing Cubed, and this is referral marketing on the ground. This is the humanized, personalized touch, and then we have Harnessing Artificial Intelligence for Brick and Mortar Businesses, okay? These are complements because we need to do both. We need to be using technology correctly right now while this window's open to maximize our efficiency as a business. Then we need to humanize and personalize and understand that most businesses build off of relationship marketing, but they don't know how they did it. So this is ethical sales, a ethical way to, you can read this book, you can hand it to your customers, and they'll put a smile on their face when you do it. So there's no hooks or tricks to manipulate people. This has spent years for me to find something like this. I used to, when I was at IBM back, I left in 95, and I was in field service, and I didn't know it then, but I was really good at sales. But they wanted me to be in sales, and I make a smart aleck comment, well, I don't play golf and I don't lie. So obviously I had a negative attitude towards sales. Then I became in my own business as a success coach and went, I better mature my attitude or sales or I'm going to starve to death. But I couldn't just mature it. I wanted to seek what is truly win-win ethical sales. Well, I developed my own system. Then I met Pat Howlett and I watched him. He's a digital marketer that got all his business not off the web from referrals on the ground. And I saw I did it. I went, I want to learn from you. I not only want to learn from you, this is going to transform my business, then I want to offer training on it. He's a guy who likes to be in the background, like the man behind the curtain. And I said, I want to write a book. I want to get a training. He goes, man, I know you for years. I'll do anything to help you. And that's how we teamed up. And I studied it and realized that waiting to the end for the referrals, the kiss of death of referrals, but we don't want to strong arm them at the beginning. We want to take care of their customer. But we also need to understand that if we aren't screening who we can serve and who really we should refer out, then we aren't able to give the level of service we need to, and we haven't set the tone correct that they understand we're a referral-based business. This gives that structure for it in the book. So now you have the ground game. Then you're using the AI book to just be more efficient in everything you do.
Yeah, I know gauging customers and stuff like that, sometimes you think about it afterwards and you're like, oh, I should have cut it off there, or I should have pressed more here. Yeah. So that's it. And it's a learning process, but this gives you a structure. We need to attract the customer we can serve and be unattractive and refer the ones we can't serve. And if we think we can serve everyone, we are the least efficient as a business. Gotcha. While you were teaching your class next door, I checked in on one of your podcasts. And one of the things I thought was really cool was you were talking about ChatGPT and how, not to be afraid of it, but just use it like a wrench in your toolbox. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, we're in the South here, and I'm going to use the analogy of firearms. You know, and the fact of firearms is every parent should have their kids learn gun safety. Every parent, if they're even if they hate guns. Why? Because we want to move people from fear or just not understanding how to respect it to respect. because that's where the greatest safety is. It's just like AI. It's the good, the bad, and ugly. Every technology in history has been developed, has been used for good and evil. I mean, the automobile, I think one of the first cases the automobile was robbing a bank or something. The internet had all types of illegal activities starting with. Every single one. Bitcoin has been used for good and bad. The dollar bill still used highly by criminals. Every single new technology has been misused. What you need to do is to understand it enough so you respect it and know how to use it safely within the boundaries. And that's what we're about teaching. And understand, no, it will be good and bad. We have made nothing in human history that someone didn't find. We found fire, and I'm sure somebody then started burning their friend. You know, so everything in history is going to be developed. There'll be a dark side and a light side. We need to not say, well, because the dark side, because fire burned down a hut, so I'm never going to cook my food with fire. And that's the same thing with this technology, is move from lack of awareness to awareness and respect and understanding it.
I don't have anything to say. That was
Well, at least I'm entertaining for you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, I've enjoyed you.
No, I like your gun analogy. You better know how to use it, because one day Samuel L. Jackson might need your help.
That's right.
And if you don't know how to use it, sorry.
No, the truth. No, I do want. I'll mention that side. I grew up in D.C. where we were taught that only firearms were for bad people, and let's make them feel safe about it. I mean, really, that's what the D.C. does. And then I got here, and a friend of mine that's a Southern, I call him a good old boy with a compliment.
There we go.
I was under stress, and he said, I said, I'm under so much stress. Taking care of my parents remotely, I might not live. I'm just so terrified.
Yeah.
You know how it is, taking care of parents. And he said, well, you need to go to a gun range and relax. And I thought, gun range and relax? That seems like really stupid. So he took me, showed me safety. We got on it. I spent an hour where all I focused on is safety and the target. I didn't worry about my parents. And I was hooked. I said, I want to learn everything about this. And then I helped build up something called Zombie Shooters Association. I helped him market for John Z to be my teacher. And that's when I really learned that, wow, the media is just lying out there, about what's going on, and they're making us less safe in our homes. And then I'll tell people that grow up from the city, the safest place for me to be is a gun range. Why? We're all watching out for safety. So they call it disqualification, Yep. So, no, I know we went off on that, but, for any parents listening, if you're afraid of guns and terrified and you want your kids to get hurt by some other firearm, don't get them firearm safety. So that's my lesson, because it's guaranteed. And it's again, you imagine not teaching your kids how to not put your hand on fire. I mean, you wouldn't even think of it.
You're only going to do it once. But that's a little different with firearms.
Right.
Only doing it once with firearms
is real dangerous.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's I just learned to love small towns. I mean, and I'm a darn Yankee. Okay, I grew up in D.C. My mother's from Winston-Salem, my dad from Pennsylvania. You don't meet many of us wanting to move back, and I've learned so much from the small towns. Let me tell you something else I love about small towns. In a small towns, you can actually earn someone's trust.
Yes.
In a large city, they never really trust you. They know how to look you in the eye, check you out, and you can earn their trust. It's hard to explain what that is, But in a small town, you can. Now, they won't trust you with their wallet or their credit card, but they've learned that gut sense by being grounded in reality. And working with other people, they still have that. And that's one of the things I love about a small town. Yeah.
Quick backstory on me. My parents moved to a little town. I don't know if you've ever been up there, West Jefferson, North Carolina.
Yes.
Nash County.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from age 2 to 9, my mom owned a sewing shop on the main strip downtown. Eventually opened up a martial arts dojo, and that was a big trend. I remember the 4th of July celebrations, and and that's part of why I love Angier. We've got the crepe myrtle celebration, and all the spring stuff, and the beautiful park, and I'm looking forward to the new park.
The new park.
The new park is going to be awesome.
Right. Let's support the new park. Right.
Support the new park. But I don't know. It's funny. this opportunity came up, and suddenly I'm back in a small town, and me and my wife have never been happier.
Yeah,
So,
no, I love it. I'm so grateful. I love meeting people like you. Everywhere I go, I meet amazing people. I mean, it's just like, wow. Well, I want to ask, how can people help you?
So this is the shop, community space. We're adding it on to All Good and Healthy. If you haven't seen it, if you hadn't heard about it. So we're actually turning this into like a miniature WeWork. If you work from home, your kids are stressing you out, you just tired of being at home, you need to go somewhere, you go to a coffee shop, we have this space for you. And we're on the list for Ting in 4 months.
Wow.
We should be 2 gigabits up and down. We're offering mail space. Say you want to start your own business, you want to form an LLC. They call it piercing the corporate veil. You don't want your agent to be your brother or your husband or something like that. You want to keep business and personal totally separate. So if you can,
very good. Right with you on the quirks and the beers.
But it's just, and we've got a big space in the back. If you've got a group, just call us ahead of time. We'll go ahead and put you on the schedule. Big meeting groups, lunch and learns, chamber meetings, small business meetings, anywhere, we're open for you guys. And we're looking to expand.
The way they can help is just, even if you just show up and buy a drink, as little as that. Make a stop in, buy a drink here, learn about what they have to do, and then talk a little bit about the podcast show. What are you looking to do with that right now? Because it's in its infancy.
We're going to be talking with other small businesses. I already put it out there. Promote your small business. I will edit everything, make everything look sweet. I will post it everywhere I can. I will give you a copy of it so you can post just to help promote small business in the area. But if you ever wanted to do a podcast or ever thought about doing a podcast, if you know how to do all the editing, come in here, rent space, $25. And these are top quality. This is top quality stuff.
Yeah, no.
So
it is. I know it.
Yeah, he walked in and was like, dude,
wow,
yes. So no, that was awesome. If you want to do it, come in. $25. Run your mouth for an hour. Do your own editing. If you need some help with editing, that's what I'm here for. I'll be your backup guy for that. So just do it.
Yeah, no, this is exciting. This was great. I had so much fun chatting with you. Thanks for being so responsive. I just taught the course, and I thought, and I'll give you the links for these too as well. But it's on Amazon under Martin Brossman, and I recommend both of them. And I just got the relationship marketing converted to Audible. This one we're going to do a separate digital audio because we want to showcase using AI. So it'll be in a different location. It's coming out too. And also I want to just give a shout out to the Small Business Center. That will give you a link to put on. That's who brought me into the area, and we'll give the link. That's the Small Business Center connected to the community college. They're all over the state. They're prepaid by your tax dollars for consulting and service. Highly recommend them. And then a shout out to the chamber. So it's the chamber and the Small Business Center that scheduled the event. And they both are important in towns in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, the Angier Chamber is awesome. I just met Terry with a small business. I'm looking forward to working with her. Do you have a plug for your stuff? Yeah.
Well, my business card says Google my name. So MartinBrossman, Martin Brossman.
I did that.
Yeah, that's right. You did that. Yeah, and I have about 18,000 pages on Google. So I love it when someone calls, I can help get your name out. And I'll say, would you please Google my name and put in quotes? And then you hear this, oh my. I said, I think I'm doing good. It's fun because there'll be people in marketing say, well, I'm a marketing such and such. I go, well, what about your online presence?
What are you?
Yeah, that's right. No, I have specialized in how to market small and micro businesses with little or no marketing dollars, and then at the individual professional, like associations and groups, how to make them more effective. So I've even worked with like a surgeon who wanted to be more likable because he had the skills, but now they're rating him on personality stuff. So, or a salesperson to be more effective and exceed quota. But you see, that's very similar in mechanics to a micro business. That's almost, those are the two areas that I'm an expert in, is that inner and outer game to give someone a true fierce competitive advantage, either personally, on the web, or online.
So he's got for the good business relationships, and then I've got the other side because I was always told to go talk to the hostile customers at the body shop.
Right.
Apparently, I was abrasive. So we'll cover the whole spectrum here.
Yeah, that's great. This is fun. Thanks so much.
Hey, I appreciate you, man, and I look forward to working with you, man.
Yeah. Take care.
At www.shopspace.us and find us on Facebook. Love y'all.